Start that over. So, hey guys, welcome to the VIV Business Builders Training. Now we're recording. It's all good. It's good to see you. And what I wanted to talk about tonight and really work on was keeping this business simple. I see, we get a lot of new people coming in, a lot of people ranking up. There's a ton of explosive growth, a lot of momentum. And I think it can be confusing sometimes for, some of us that have been in the business. We forget what it's like to be brand new. So I really wanted to get back to the basics here and go back to how we started and really just kind of explain how we started and what might help you guys with your brand new business. And I remember talking to Dodanen the other day, and what I did with him, I said, let's just keep it simple. Never mind commercial, never mind trying to recruit other people in your business. Let's just focus on getting a few customers. And when I think back to what we all did, I see some veterans on here with Lisa and Shane and Kenny, Matt, right? That's what we did. We didn't really concern ourselves day one trying to show other people and sponsor other people to do a business. We went out and got like 30 to 50 customers. And we did it over like 30 or 60 days, So if you guys that are newer are stuck, and if you guys that are veterans are stuck, then go back to customer gathering. It'll relaunch your whole business. It's super simple. Let me think. Do you know anybody that has a cell phone? Right? It doesn't get any easier than this. And I think that's what I see with some people that are stuck. We overcomplicate the shit out of this. Do you know anybody with a cell phone? Do you know anybody with an internet? Never mind HVAC, commercial, solar. Never mind the pro memberships. It's all great stuff, but I think it can be a little overwhelming for a brand new person. And back when we started, we only had one thing, so it was easy. We kind of focused on that. So my suggestion to you newer people or anybody that's not moving the chains is to go on like a 30 to 60 day customer gathering spree, right? So I want to mastermind here today, and I want to get some engagement from some of you guys to want to hear other ideas. When I get a customer now, honestly, I'm doing it over a phone and a Zoom. But when I did it when I first started, I physically went to people's houses. Or I met him at Starbucks. I said, "Hey man, I have a new business and I'm reaching out to friends and family. I'm looking for a little help. Would it be okay if I drop by for 15 minutes and show you what it's about? And I'd love to catch up." So that was with really close people. Those are like my best friends. Those are people that I know if I'm coming over, they were not going to say no. If somebody's a little further removed from that, like they maybe haven't seen them in a while, then he might use a little bit of different language. But when it comes to the customer part of this, we really want to focus on the people that are closest to us. All of our best friends, all of our family, that's the customer, right? Because we're gonna take their cell phone, we're gonna get them a lower monthly payment, and we're gonna get them a rebate. So my rebate on my cell phone was a little over $100. Now, my rebate on my internet was close to $500. And I have small bills. Right now, I'm living in a condo. I don't have my house yet, so I have small bills. But I want to hear from Kenny. I mean, what were some of your rebates?
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking to you. What were some of the rebates that you've gotten so far?
Oh, I got they didn't do my cable yet for some reason. They said I was in a good spot, but my my cell phone, I got a $300 upfront credit first month, and then it was like almost $39 a month for 24 months.
Savings?
Your savings, yeah. I just got it's in my truck because I brought it to work just to show people.
So let's think about that, especially if you're new. Let's not overcomplicate it. If every single person, well, let's put it this way, every single person in your cell phone has a cell phone.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if it's somebody that you do business with and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to help you out. I have something that helped me out greatly, and I can reduce your bills. I want to come by and show you what it's all about." So it's just a conversation. There's no big pitch to this. If somebody has a cell phone, we should be able to work on the language and get in front of them and show them a 2-minute video, show them, print out your own savings. And if you don't have your own, then there's a bunch of these things flying around all over the VIV Facebook page, and maybe Lisa can chime in to guide us to some of that. But
hey, Brian.
Yep.
I just wanted to say real quick, my biggest success is like, I'm just literally, I don't know if you could see that, but it's
yes, exactly.
$536 that they just like, I'm hammering people with like, look, here's the example. Like, do you want one from Charter? Do you want one from T-Mobile? Do you want one from Comcast? Like, the examples are killing it right now for me.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. But I think especially if somebody's new or if somebody's been out of the loop for a while, they don't understand what we have. Like it's like selling oxygen, selling air. People are already paying these bills. So now if this is that easy to sell, then what it comes down to is our language, and that we might need a little trial and error here. And if you're brand new, don't beat yourself up, because if you're not in sales, it might be a little comfort zone thing. Might take you a little bit. But this is why you go to your brother and you say, listen, like sit down, like you're going to help me out here. And you use them as a guinea pig, but you're going to save them money. You're not trying to sell them an item that costs $500. You're literally trying to help them. So I just want to really drill that home. It's the tip of the sword of the business. Don't think about building an international team right away. Don't think about closing $150,000 commission HVAC deals like Mr. Kenny Haywood, because that'll come. But let's get some simple customers under our belt, you know. So what I want to hear from you guys, especially if you're newer, is if you're having any struggles or resistance, maybe we can help you guys work through that. And I want, Kenny Haywood, Shane, Kenny Cloutier, I want Lisa, I want you guys chiming in, Matt Payne or Eric Reed, on the different things you're doing. Well, let's start with Kenny Cloutier. What are you doing to have somebody become a customer with the new stuff?
I'm just a lot of people I'm talking to now are obviously existing customers and people that I'm meeting on the job sites. And I'm just telling them, what I tend to do is somebody that, like I was talking with Ben yesterday, but the new cabinet guy was on site. So I took the conversation into the room where he was so he could hear the conversation. Right. And then all of a sudden he's like, then tonight before I left, he's like, hey, you were talking to that kid the other day. Well, what's that all about? I said, tomorrow when you're here, I'll go over it with you, because I had to go meet John. But it just keep it a simple conversation and just let them know what we're doing. We got a 2-minute, 3-minute video, whatever it is. But I can talk my way through it pretty simply. I'm like, you got a cell phone bill? Because I saw you on it in the other room a little while ago talking to the cabinet manufacturer how to put something together. He's like, yeah. I said, well, I can take care of that for you and make sure you're in the right spot. You can, save a little bit of money. And if you can't save anything, it doesn't cost you anything. Here's $10. Mm-hmm. Give me, if I give you a 20, would you give me a 10 back all day long? It's pretty simple. I said, that's what we do. We help each other, through our services. And he goes, I'd love to learn more about it. So just open up that conversation. You can't keep it held up inside, because nobody's going to know what you're talking about if you're not talking.
Yeah, so you have a conversation, and if they ask questions, you can show them the 2-minute video, and if they have questions, you can pull out your bill, right?
Right.
Now, if anybody here doesn't have some examples, that's a good thing to get. We can share them with you. I think I've emailed them. I think I've texted them to everybody of my own example, and plus a couple other ones. But those examples, I think that's the evidence people are looking for. Now, very, very shortly, if your bills haven't converted yet, they're going to very soon. And that'll be a whole nother level of, listen, I'm a customer, right? You can speak from the customer side of it. Kenny Haywood, what have you been doing to get customers?
I've basically been showing the examples as well and just talking to them. I mean, like you said, it's a very simple conversation and letting them know, look, I can help you save money. And like Kenny Cloutier was just saying, if I can have, not in those words, but if I can help you save, if I gave you a 20 and I could get 10 back or what have you, would you be interested in it? I mean, people are all over it. I mean, I show them the example basically, and they're done. They're like, okay, wait, what's that all about? And I believe it was the example you put out, Brian. And they're done. They're done, and they're like, well, are you doing it? And I'm like, well, I'm a customer, but I haven't gotten mine back yet. So once it comes back, I'll show you.
Hey, Shane, can you text me your example?
Yeah, sure.
Kenny, can you text me yours? And Matt, you text me yours. I'm gonna put like a half a dozen of these things together.
That would be awesome.
Kenny Hayward, you too. Text me all yours. I will compile something that I'll shoot it out to all you guys. So you have a whole stack of examples from different people. Because that's what I'm doing too. It's very simple.
Yes.
I don't get into the 50-50 split until they're already like going to be a customer. Okay. I don't lead with it. You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying. I just keep it simple.
Thank you.
And some of the things I've been saying, guys, listen. There's absolutely no risk. There's no contract. There's no contract to try. There's no subscription. It doesn't cost them anything to try. That's what I'm telling them, and it's true, right? It doesn't cost them to find out. So, Matt Payne, what are you doing to seal the deal on customers?
You want the truth, Brian?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because I want a bunch of different scenarios so that everybody here can get different pieces. You know.
Not enough.
Right?
We can always do more. The biggest thing that I have struggled with in the past is going to warm market. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And having that feeling of rejection and family and truthfully, it's because in the past I've done other things. They weren't as black and white as this. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yep.
So for anybody out there, this is in your face savings. There's no catch to this. If they can't save you money, there's no payment. And I think the eye opener for me, Brian, was recently when I submitted my DirecTV bill.
Yeah.
And I got back a savings of $450, but the bill was only $50, right? It was $55 with taxes. They brought my bill down to $5 a month. Well, I'm going to send you this right now. $5 a month.
This was what bill was it? Sorry.
This is my what did I just say? DirecTV?
Okay.
Yeah, my DirecTV bill. So I'm sending it to you right now. But
cool.
So long story short is this is crazy, and I have savings on all my other ones now. So because I was able to go through the process and see it for myself, it's kind of like I'm just now sitting here saying, okay, I got all this proof. It was very simple. It took 2 minutes to upload the bill. And all I have to do is walk around. I'm actually going to laminate them. Because I'm two things. Number one, I've always been gun shy. I was talking to Rob McFadden. For anybody who doesn't know who he is, he's the chief sales officer. But I was talking to him the other day, and he said to me, I said thanks to the company, they saved me X amount of dollars. And he says, what do you mean thanks to the company? Thanks to you. This is your company.
Oh, I like that.
So every single one of us needs to think about that. Like, this is our business. This is what we do now. This is us. This is, you know what I mean? Don't be ashamed of that. There's nothing to be ashamed of, but don't be timid about that. Be in your, this is what I do. I help people save money. And so I'm going to use that approach moving forward and kind of just give them the proof black and white. If someone doesn't want to do this after you approach this properly and approach them properly, then they're just, to me, that's just ignorance. If you can show them the proof, show them what happens. So that's going to be my approach moving forward. And I'm hitting up every single one of my family members.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. Our own paradigms can build resistance for reaching out to close people because, like you said, maybe if you don't have your own bills yet, that might be part of it. It might be a resistance because you're not like a confirmed client yet with the tangible proof. And I understand that, and it's coming. But once that comes, you need to understand how people are programmed. Even our family members, they're going to resist everything. People are just skeptical because of the society we're in. So it is up to us in a business to sell. Like, selling is not something we do to people. It's something we do for them based on bringing them value. That's the paradigm shift here, guys. So if you're new at this and you're hitting some resistance, it might get a little uncomfortable. But you just got to reflect back, like, wait a minute. What am I really trying to do here? I'm trying to put more disposable income in this person's pocket that I love. They don't know this, so I need to get better at, right? And you might have to punch somebody a little bit. So listen, right? And that's the uncomfortable part. Now, you may or may not be willing to do this, and that's up to you based on your business, and it's your business, but that's the deal. That's what sales is. But sales is something we do for somebody. I love selling. That's what I am. I'm a salesman. But everything I have, in my opinion, I bring value. I'm not selling somebody candles, you know what I mean? And even that, hey, if candles are cool and they want them, but I'm just saying it's, everything we're doing here is impacting lives. The products we have a lot of them are green. We're saving money. So I think that's the biggest thing. If you're having struggles, it's from setting up negative vibrations in your own mind and then approaching people with something, Lisa Kennedy, you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can I get your approach? Because I think your approach is awesome and it's softer, and I think it might resonate with some people.
Sure. So I am still just asking people if they are open to saving some money. And I let them know that I'm consulting with a company that is helping people save on their cell phone, internet, cable bills, and more. And my mother just got her savings, which was a huge story because I had called them twice and I negotiated the bill, or should I say they reduced services and we got the bill lowered. And then they were able to save her another $330. So for my mom who's on a fixed income, that's huge.
Yeah.
So I've been using that screenshot. And I would just say the biggest shift that I have made this week is I too had some reservations around my warm market. And Brian, you had mentioned this previously before, but when I look at the numbers of people that I'm prospecting, majority have been cold market because I've had a paradigm.
Yes, I wanted to be clear, just so you guys know, Lisa is mostly doing cold market, which just means like Facebook, LinkedIn, people she doesn't even know. So her language is like, hey, great to connect with you. Well, you can say the language, but this is not something I would say to a family member.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So
Right.
To family, I'm pretty much just like, hey, listen, you want to save some money? I mean, who doesn't want to save money? With people that you know that you're very close with, it's simple either way, but you want to just save some money. Look at this.
Yeah.
My sister, like, look at what they just did for mom. You know what I mean? So it's very simple, but for, outside of your family and your close people, your people that you're prospecting, your warm market or your cold market, you can ask them if they're open, and if not, no worries. I mean, I always have fantastic response rates with that question.
Mm-hmm.
So, but specifically around my paradigm, when I went back to the beginning of my notebook, which was in August, I hesitated on the first 3 people and following up with them. And it was because they were warm market.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it because I come here and I do what I do and I say what I say and I follow people in this profession. And it's like the knowing doing gap. The content was in my head, but I wasn't always applying it specifically when it came to warm market. So now I am asking everybody because I too had a conversation with Rob today and he said the same thing. They are not saving them money. You are saving them money. This is your business. You are helping people save money. And when you remove any stigma that you may have around that you're doing something to someone, you're helping these people. This is a gift. It truly is a gift. We are able to help people save money. And when we remove ourselves from the equation and we focus on the other person and really keep that in mind, that is all we are doing, is just helping people save money. So that was a long-winded answer, but I hope that helps.
No, it's good. I want to hear some different things because different things work for different people. I don't have any paradigms around selling, so I really go after it because I know at the end they're going to thank me, and they always do. When I help them get out of their own way, I said, you don't even know why you just say no to me. What do you mean? Well, you're just conditioned to say no to everything. If you really digest, now I don't care if you do this or not. I don't need you to do this. I have a lot of other revenue streams, but what you literally just said is I don't want to save money on my bills that I'm paying anyway. Let's just think about that. You're so conditioned, and everybody is, by that's not your fault. So I use different material, but I don't have any paradigms around selling anymore. So the reason why I want to hear from different people, because a lot of different approaches, right? And I want you guys to get a lot of different ways to do this, But let's be honest, right? If we're literally saying, hey, the smallest one I've seen is like $300, and the biggest one I've seen is $1,750 so far, and there's bigger ones. Like, these are not small numbers, especially if somebody's on a fixed income and they're elderly. Like, this is legit. This is a real deal. They're going to be paying these bills for life anyway. So that's why I said sales is something you do for somebody. It's bringing information to an ignorant person and educating them, right? Ignorance is just not knowing. So that's what a real salesperson is, an educator and a friend, and somebody that's willing to feel embarrassed for a small period of time to break through that wall to get the prospect or the client to see the value we're bringing. You know, Jesus was a salesperson, and he paid dearly for it, right? It's conviction. And I'm not saying you have to go to that level, but you know, this is very unique, guys. I get it. If you were selling Tupperware, I get it. We only want to target certain people, and we're not going to push too hard because they may not be able to afford the $1,500 for the Tupperware. But this is literally selling savings. So let's hear from anybody new, anybody that's struggling. Give me some examples, and let's see if we can help you move the chains a little bit.
This is Debbie. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I think I've been keeping it simple at the beginning, and then when they start asking multitude of questions, I try to answer them. I probably have to pull back a little bit. 2 points that you guys made, I think, Brian, you made one point, was don't get into the 50-50 split just right away.
Mm-hmm.
Get them comfortable with just the concept, period. So I'm going to pull back on that because I do get into that once they ask me. And then I like the fact what Rob has been saying to Matt and to Lisa, it is our company, so let's talk about our company versus mine. I'm going to change that. I have only been doing warm market because I've been home a lot taking care of my mom, but I'll be starting cold market next week. And I think hopefully that'll make a change. I have a lot of skeptics in my life because the type of work I used to do was all about, what does they call that? Like identity theft and things like that. I've worked in that type of capacity. So a lot of my friends are really skeptics. They like the concept. They're also waiting for me to get one of my bills back.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, so I've shown them the bills that everyone has shared, and they like it. They piqued the interest. So they said, Deb, let me know how you do once you get your bill back. I think a lot of my friends will probably do it once I could say, here's my savings.
I think that's probably the case for a lot of you guys, and that's fine because they're coming. They should be coming this month. So
hopefully.
But I'm gonna, in the meantime, let's compile some stuff. So.
And I have been sticking only to, like, if you find this difficult or you're a little uncomfortable, because when they start showing the skepticism, I say just upload your cable bill. Start with one.
I've done that too. Just try the smallest one. I've done that too, guys. If somebody's skeptical, just give me your cell phone. Let's just try one.
Yeah.
Like in sales, you make it so somebody can't say no. Right? So the way I would do it is say, listen, let's just try your cell phone. If it doesn't work, I'm going to give you $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you guys got to do that, but like, what is it going to take here? I'm just showing you that you don't even know why you're saying no. You're skeptical because people have been knocking on your door for 50 years selling you shit you don't need. You're skeptical because of infomercials. You're skeptical because somebody sold you something before you don't need. That's not me, but you're using the same logic to ignore something there's no downside. So that all becomes on you guys, and get bold with it. It's fun. Or you can do the soft approach and just go through a lot more numbers. But when it comes to family, listen, if somebody in your family had cancer and you had the cure, but they didn't know you had the cure and they were ignorant and they didn't believe it, one shred of evidence, how hard would you try to get them to take this cure? See, that's what salespeople think about. We got to remove ourselves and our own. You can only feel embarrassed or shy or any of that if you're focusing on yourself. If you're focused on helping another person, number one, they're going to feel it. It's a vibration. And number two, your language and everything else will just be fine. It won't hurt as much. It's probably a good way to put it. Who else has maybe had some struggles that we can help with?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Dad.
Lately, I've been running into a lot of, I'm getting responses that they're getting inundated by people with the same thing. In other words, other people offering them the same type of service. I can reduce your bills, that type of thing. Is that common?
What it is they think they know what this is, but they don't. And I've had that happen too before. And it's, oh, this is that company ACN. No, actually not at all. So what they're doing there is they're responding to something that they're not educated in. Because a lot of companies knock on your door, and what they're trying to do is change your service to lower your bill. Like, oh, you're on Xfinity? Let's go to Comcast. I can lower your bill. Or you're on Xfinity? Let's put a dish on the side of your house. So there is a lot of that going on. But we're taking somebody's bill. They're not changing anything.
Right.
Right. So that's an educational thing. So I would respond, listen, I understand you probably think you know what this is, and you might think it's similar, but it's not. All I really want to do is educate you. If you don't see it, then don't do it. I don't need you to do this. Right. And then pretty soon, Dad, you're going to say, but this is what it did to my bill. And that'll be a missing piece, you know. But you can take my bill, or, you know, this is my son's bill, whatever you want.
Yeah, I haven't received anything back yet. So.
Yeah, it's coming. They're right now they get a whole, now that they're doing them, they have thousands and thousands that they're processing. It was a big pile of them. So it's coming. But does that make sense? I mean, take the path of education, because that's really what we're trying to do.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a salesman. And when we got into this, I made a list of people that I thought would, or, you know, people to contact. And one other thing I've been doing is trying to get what I do is in the morning, I go over that list. And I'm looking at that list and waiting to contact one person every day, which is what I've been doing.
Sure.
And what I'm doing now is trying to raise my vibration before I start over that list, so that the person that comes to me may be more susceptible to the whole deal.
Well, that's the deal. I mean, you know how it works. So that's a really good way to do it. And I like that too. For those of you who don't know my dad, you know, he's retired and had a great career. He's a military chopper pilot. So thanks for your service, Dad. And so, you know, in a retirement, it's like one person a day that's a business model. That's a business plan.
Yeah.
365 days, 365 people.
Well, it takes me about a half an hour, 45 minutes to go through the list, find the person.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you got to try to get into a higher vibration. That takes a little bit of time too. But it takes me about 45 minutes, something like that, in the morning.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, do you have the book How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Again, please.
It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dale Carnegie.
Yes.
Yeah, I've read it.
I would read it again and more because
I just got a new book today called The Little Green Book. Proctor says it's good. It's about sales.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start it right now.
Perfect. Yeah.
Tonight.
No, that's really good, because that's the deal. If you're calling one person a day and then reading some material every day, that's a good ratio, because you're learning and then trying and then learning and then trying. And if you can just fall in love with the process and not the outcome, it happens magically. You'll see it just happens magically, you know. All of a sudden it's like, oh, that person signed up. Mm-hmm. If you can just, not worry, obviously worrying is not a good thing. We all know about that. If you can just kind of surrender to the process, you're doing the right stuff. You're educating yourself, and then you're reaching out to people,
Yeah.
Your buddy Randy's going to come in too. That's gonna change things.
I think so.
Oh yeah, that'll fire you up.
Yeah, he's.
If he gets a hold of this, I mean, my goodness.
Well, if he can get us down in Florida, those realtors that he's working with down there, that would be just excellent,
Yeah, some good stuff. So.
Yeah.
So anybody else got some advice for my dear old dad here?
Oh, it's Patty, Brian. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I got one other thing, and Dad, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, a lot of the people you're reaching out to are older. Is this correct? So who does anybody here have advice? Because that's, if somebody's got 60 or 70 years of paradigms, it might be a tougher sale.
They're also harder to convince.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it's a long, they've been around.
Yeah.
Right? They've been around.
People, they're not as, when I say as trustworthy, I think you can hit somebody like Maddie. You give her an idea, she's going to think on the idea, not the fact that somebody's hitting on her to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Where people my age, the first thing they think about is, why are you doing this? Or you understand?
I do, yeah. Matt, you got any advice on that one? Just curious to get some other angles on this.
I think personally what I would do, and what I've done for my dad was, I said, Dad, just pique the curiosity and get me on the phone. Or, I think what could work is possible, especially getting customers, which is where we should all focus is. And Shane's done this a couple of times, so he might want to elaborate on. Actually, Shane, why don't you share with how we've been able to get a couple customers?
What I try and do is I try and use Matt Payne like a rented mule. I literally will text him or give him a call. Like for example, Saturday I was on a way to a guy's house. I had to put in a dishwasher plug. On my way out to grab some materials, I called Matt. I said, hey, listen, if this guy's got some questions, I'm going to show him the video. Like, again, do not try and explain this yourself. Like, show him the video. You have a second. Can you watch this video? Show him the video. So I say, Matt, if somebody has any questions after that, do you mind if I reached out to you? And a couple of times people have had questions, and I put Matt right on speakerphone, and I say, Matt, can you share the experience? And all little questions like, well, how do they make their money? Or how does the payment work? Matt just answers it, and I sit there and say.
But on my end, guys, I'm coming at it as a customer. So Shane's using me as a reference, not as a business partner, not as I'm in the business.
Right.
As a happy, satisfied customer. I share my savings with somebody, and it takes literally 2 minutes on the phone, and then I hang up. They have all the information. And he's like, "See."
Yeah, well, and that's what I say to people too. I say I've got a guy. He saved, and what I tell him, Matt, is I don't tell him you saved $2,000. I tell him you saved $1,000, and I say he was so happy that he saved this much money that he's willing to get on the phone, and he is, with anybody who has any questions. And it's awesome. It's worked out beautiful, and I appreciate it every time. I know it's no big deal to you, but I love you for it, so thank you.
Yes, that's a really good question, guys, and that's what I was going to say to Debbie too. Is when you pique the interest, if somebody has a question, get your upline on the phone. And Dad, we can do that too. We can do that with customers, You can just say, you just kind of push it off to your son. My son's an energy expert. I don't even really know what the hell he's doing, but he saved me. Or, as soon as you have your bill, we can do that. But that would be an easy way to do it too. My son's the solar engineer. He's been in the industry. I don't know what they're doing, but he saved me a pretty good chunk of money. Happy to get him on the phone. So we can do customers like that too. And any one of you guys we can all do that. So if that helps, we can do that. Patty, sorry, what was your question?
Well, actually, I was just going to say I'm agree with you about going over to their house or doing it for them, because I've done a couple times where showing the video, this is what upload your bills and let me show you how I can save you money, and then they're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. So I think that and that's what I've changed, actually. I've met somebody at the coffee shop the other day and sat right there. And then the next level is doing a Zoom, which I did the other day, and did it all for them over Zoom or showed them. So that's all I was going to say. I was stuck. And the more I go to the person's house or go meet them, that's what I have to do. Otherwise, I'm finding that they're not uploading them without me texting them. And I know you said this before, Brian, which I'm doing tonight. Did you upload your bills yet? No. How come? Can I help you? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, it's a paradigm. So guys, I've never signed a customer in the history of my existence by sending them a link. I've signed every single customer that I've ever done with them, either on a Zoom or in person.
Okay.
I don't leave it to chance. I don't leave because their paradigm, they want to do it. They have a million other things to do in their paradigm. It's never going to be important. They don't really know what it is.
Right.
I closed the deal, right? We closed the deal. So I would suggest that to you guys too. When I first started this business, I went out to 33 people in 2 weeks, and 32 of them became customers. One of them was my best friend. He was skeptical. He was a Spanish dude. He ended up becoming a customer like 3 weeks later because he was like my best friend at the time. And I'm like, I just guilted him into it at that because I knew I was going to save him money. I saved him a ton of money too. But at that, it was such a close relationship. I just started busting his balls. And then when some of his friends had the savings, Kenny, you remember this. This is my buddy Freddie. He asked me, hey, what's that thing about? I'm like, nah, you know what? You guys make plenty of money. You don't need this. No, really, seriously. And I didn't sign them. I wouldn't sign them for a while. So have fun with it. Have fun with it. These are your friends, your family, your relative. Like, have fun with it. That's the key. It's relationship marketing. The idea behind this is you help a few friends and family, and then you show other people how to do the same thing. You get a few customers. You show a few people how to do the same thing. It's simple, simple, simple. Then we can get it. Once you get a business going, we can get into some of the commercial stuff. And once somebody's a satisfied customer, we have a dozen other things that can help them. And they'll be less resistant to you the second time around. Does that make sense, guys? So I really wanted to focus on this webinar, just getting right back to the basics, because this business is starting to go viral. It's going to be national and then international. And everybody here is still part of the very first people in this company. Like, nobody knows about this. It's like being an Uber back in 2009. So we just, you want to realize what you have, and then keep showing up for the trainings. Every time I think you get a little bit more info, a little more skills. Maybe you connect with somebody who could do an upline call. And if you're studying and then doing and then studying, doing, you'll be moving in the right direction. So anybody else have any questions or anything they need to chat about or comments?
Hey, Brian, it's Joe. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Whoa, Joe's on fire.
I don't know about that, but hey, I am part of that baby boom generation, so maybe I can. But yeah, what you were saying was absolutely correct. I think once you show them the savings directly that you have, that's probably the most powerful tool. But I also just read recently this book from Big Al Schreiter on, so we're talking about trust and belief, how to get instant trust, belief, and influence. And he's got like these 13 questions, and I think it's a good book because he says, basically people make up their mind pretty quickly, especially if you're dealing with cold market, in the first few seconds, whether they're going to trust you. And he has things like, everybody knows they want to save money on their bills, and, everybody knows they're going up. And there's an old saying that, and he's got like 13 different opening lines. And of course, one of them is you smile, but I think it's a really good book just on how to break the ice and as well as build some instant rapport. So I'd recommend that.
What's the name of that? Isn't it called Icebreakers or
yeah, there's one. He's got several of them. He's got one on pre-closing, and then there's one called Icebreakers, how to get instant trust, belief, and influence rapport. Magic words, he says. So it's kind of interesting to listen to. I listened to it on Audible, but you can buy it on Amazon. It's relatively inexpensive, all this stuff. I think he's got some free stuff too.
He does.
And that, along with guys like Ray Higdon and their lines that Lisa uses a lot too, I find very effective.
Yep. Yeah, Joe's got single-handedly has the most outstanding mustache in all of VIV. He's got the handsome mustache. I think your mustache is doing the selling.
I don't know. But I won't shave it yet. Anyway.
Hey, Dad, maybe you're gonna grow your mustache back.
Guys, we should be thinking about the Entrepreneur Summit coming up too.
Oh, yes. That is coming up very shortly. So, yeah, if anybody here is not registered that, we have a discount code. And listen, guys, you know how I feel about it. If you're in this business and you're not going to that, you're not really in business. It's the CEO, it's the chief sales officer. It's a couple of days. It's bonding. We get to meet each other. We get to break bread. You get to see what's working. You get to see all this stuff. So, just my personal opinion, if you're in this business and you're not going, you're not really in business. And it is all your own businesses. It's not going to impact me or Matt, but we'd love to see you there. So if anybody, Matt, can you type in the chat the link? Do you have the link?
Yeah, I'll work on that right now. Yep.
Yeah, Matt will punch up the link, and if you type in the code, it's 20% off, and I think it's $150. It's pretty short money. It's not much, and it's in Connecticut. And it's May 17th and 18th. So it's a Friday, Saturday. So Matt, are you going down Thursday night?
I haven't even thought that far in advance. It's isn't it Friday? I'll probably go Friday morning.
Friday morning, but Friday, it starts Friday though, right? Friday at 9 or something?
I didn't think it started that early
I
Friday.
think it's Friday at 2.
2 o'clock. 2
Friday
o'clock.
at 2. Okay, so you can come in Friday morning and then leave Saturday night or Sunday morning. So that'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. So.
Well, it's Friday and Saturday. Yeah. So
Right, but yeah, Friday at 2 o'clock though, so you can come in Friday morning.
Yeah, leave Saturday night.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yep. No, I look forward to it. So. So Matt will put that in the chat. Anybody else any comments or anything?
Hey, Brian, this is Mark. How you doing?
Mark, I was going to say something. How are you?
I know. You were gonna bust my balls, but I deserve it.
You got mixed company. I was going to say you sexy son of a bitch.
I gotta tell you something. I have something that's, I don't know. I am not good at maneuvering. I have no idea how I got the position I'm in at, because I have to use a computer all the time, but I'm really bad at doing any of this stuff. And it holds me back because I am not afraid to talk to people. I've contacted a lot of people and they're all interested and they keep going. What's this thing you want to go over with us? And I've sent them the 2-minute link, but then that's as far as I go because I can't. I signed up for Zoom, but I don't know. I'm really shitty at the technology aspect. I've got to get over that somehow, but that holds me back because I don't even think I can upload their bills. I don't even think I'm thinking like I'm going to look like an idiot.
Gotcha. One of the things we can do is if you can pique the interest, then we can get you and me and them on a Zoom, and I'll walk you through it, or Matt Payne, or anybody, Joe Dirac. I mean, anybody on here. Shane will help you. We'll all help you. So, and it won't take too much time. We can show you how to run the Zoom too. But a guy like you, meet him at a coffee store, right? Show him the deal.
Yes, okay. I can do that.
Take pictures of their bill. With you know how to take a picture with your cell phone or no?
Oh yeah, yep,
Okay.
I do that.
Yeah, take the pictures with your cell phone, and then say, "Let me check it out. I'm gonna check this out, and I'll get back to you." And then you and I can get on a Zoom and upload them.
All right, because a lot of these guys are.
What's that?
All right, a lot of them are contractors that I know through my job and through just being in the area I am. But yeah, I have realtors interested, a bunch of people.
Okay, yeah, let's go one by one and start setting up Zoom meetings with either me, Matt, Kenny, Shane, whoever.
All right, I just hesitated to do that because I hated wasting. You know what I mean. I didn't want to be like a crutch.
That's what we're here for, though. That's what you got to understand about the VIV community, where it's a business of people helping.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
I just wanted to jump in real quick. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good.
I completely feel, and if my friend had his mic on, he would tell you, I hate computers with a passion, okay? Kicking and screaming, I am forcing myself to learn how to do the links on the phone. As much as it drives me crazy and frustrating while I'm doing it, literally I'm kicking and screaming, but I'm forcing myself to get better with it. So I hope that helps you, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you guys, if you can log onto a computer and type Google, you can literally learn anything. If you Google how to run a Zoom meeting, and then watch the video and follow the steps, you will know how to watch a Zoom meeting. And I remember that's something I told you a few weeks ago. So I would do that.
But I want to add, to make it even easier, because I teach a lot of people how to use computers. If you Google on your cell phone, have your laptop open to the pages, so this way you could do side by side, because when you're toggling between two, it makes it very complicated for people who are very intimidated by the laptops and things like that. So
That's great advice.
put your cell phone like in front of the computer and do the Googling here and then do it live on your laptop. It'll
That's
make
great
it a little
advice.
easier for you.
That's great advice. So, Mark, I would try that. Now, that being said, I'm happy to help you. But like you said, it is limiting. I don't mind doing it, but it's limiting on your end because you got to wait for one of us to be available. But whatever it takes, let's do a few. Let's do a few together, and then I would Google it and train yourself. You know.
Right. Yeah, and that's all it takes. I mean, I can get it. I mean, I had to learn it at work. I mean, it's embarrassing because I have to go to people and go, hey, show me how to do this, you know.
It's all right.
But everybody's cool about it. Okay, fine. Well, let's do it because I've been hesitating. It's been like I don't know. It was more like out of embarrassment.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you said it. Listen, did you upload your own bills?
Yeah, I only had one bill that I could upload.
Was it a cell phone?
Because no, that's my work pays for that.
Okay, so you did successfully upload your own bill.
Yeah, one bill. Yeah, but it's different. We were going over it the other night, me and Rich, and it's different for a consultant versus a client.
Well,
right? The client goes.
It's the same thing, but it's just on a different page. It's actually the same thing.
Right. Okay.
Right. A customer would be on your main front page, and a consultant,
right.
You just got to log in, but then you hit a button, and it's literally the same process.
Okay. See, here's a question for you. I've been on every seminar there is, on every web call we got. So, and the point, here's the thing. Somebody brought up a thing about an e-business card. And the only reason that it resonated with me was because I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to really, they get right on. I don't have to try to figure out how to get them on there and all that. I don't know. I was thinking of doing that, going that route. Because I meet a lot of people. I mean, I got people everywhere I go. I know somebody. You know, any store, I just know the people. And like I'm in Whole Foods right now. There's like 10 people I know here that would be perfect. A lot of them are school teachers, college students. You know, I come here every day. So like,
yeah. So you know,
I'm like family.
We had a guy. His name was John Piontek, who's technologically just challenged. I mean, he had a flip phone up until like last year, but he could talk to people. And you're identical. Now this guy went on to make over $2 million in like 5 years, and he's crushing it.
I still have a flip phone.
See? So
I still have a flip phone.
That means you can make $2 million.
Right. And you know what? I just got a smartphone from work, and
yeah, I want you to.
It's just smarter than me.
Yeah, I want you to hear this because we think that we need technology because it's a technological company, but we don't. John was just a human being that cared. He's a loud guy. He's a big guy. He loves to talk to people and he loves people. So he would just tell them what it is and say, listen, the technology, I don't even know, but I know I can take your bill. I know we can get you some discounts. Let me get you some of your bills. And he would just do whatever it took. But he wasn't a technology guy. So you think you need the technology, but you don't. Just start talking to people, pique interest. You have a team of people that'll help you. Line it up. We'll get on Zooms. We'll get it done.
Got it. All right. I'm going to do that then.
Yeah. Cool. And same thing. If those people that are in that store just pique some interest, they say, how long you been a teacher? No, 30 years. How's that treating you?
Yeah, I've already mentioned it, and they're interested because they're always looking for extra income.
Well, then all we got to do is start lining up some Zoom meetings, and you know how to do that. You text me, you text Matt, text all three.
Right.
Text Shane, he'll do them, and we'll help you out.
All right, excellent.
Hey, awesome. All right, guys, I got to bounce to an 8 o'clock VIV signing here, but hopefully you get some value out of that. I really wanted to just get into the simplicity of this business. And I promise if you keep showing up for these Tuesday nights for the next year, you'll have a thriving business by the end of the year. It's almost impossible not to. It's just a little learning curve sometimes, and then we're off and running. So make it a great night, everybody. Be well. God bless.
Take care, everybody. Thanks a lot, Brian.
Great night, man.